summer, the visionary creators of one of the scariest films of all time dare you to take a second look. Wreck 2.
Right, hey up, it's Steve from that old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to this special episode of Friday Night Appointment with Fear, which I'm actually recording on a Sunday. But last time, in episode 71, we did Wreck and Quarantine, so I thought, just for a bit of fun, we'd look at Wreck 2, which came out in 2009, and is a direct sequel to Wreck. Obviously, it's got nothing to do with Quarantine. Quarantine's the American remake of Wreck, so if you haven't seen, go and watch it. Go and watch Wreck, and then come back, and then we'll look at Wreck 2. Here we go. We've got Wreck 2 here. Anyway, I've got the there we go. Got the Blu-ray, and I've got the DVD. We're watching the DVD version today because I couldn't find the file. I thought I had it. Like a file on my computer. I thought I had it. I thought I'd ripped it, but I haven't. So we're just watching direct from the DVD. So apologies, if it's not HD quality. It's near enough. So anyway, Wreck 2. Let's talk about it, shall we? Released in 2009, directed by the same people, same two chaps. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. Jaime Balaguero and Paco Plaza. Apologies. And again, it stars pretty much all of the same people that were in the first one. It's set in the same place, in the same building, filmed in the same place. It had a higher budget than Wreck. Remember, the first film had a budget of just $2 million, whereas this one had a budget of $5.6 million, but it actually did worse at the box office. The first Wreck did about $30-something million. This one only did 18.5. Which is weird. Anyway, it stars Manuela Velasco again. I shouldn't really say that because it's kind of a spoiler. But you saw it in the trailer, so never mind. Manuela Velasco returns as Angela Vidal. We've also got Jonathan Meller. Is he British? I don't know. He sounds it, but he speaks Spanish in this film. Jonathan Meller as Dr. Owen. We've got Javier Botet returning as Tristana Medeiros. And various others. Let's say some people reprise their roles from the first film, essentially, as zombies. They're not zombies, but if you watch the first film, we learn that they're not zombies. They're not coming back from the dead. They're actually possessed. It's kind of a possession virus, a demon virus. What's going on? First, they think it's like rabies or a rabies-like disease, but it's actually got a supernatural tint to it. But anyway, so off we go. Let's just get on with it, shall we? Let's get on with it and watch the film. Right, so I'll make myself titchy tiny, and we'll just get on with it, shall we? Obviously, I'm not what am I doing here now? I don't know. Oh, yeah, it's all right. Just let me bear with me. Well, I'll just sort myself out. There we go. Right, that's better, isn't it? Right, so let's get on with the film. Right, here we go. Obviously, we'll not be watching the film because I'll get into trouble with YouTube for that. We're watching it as a series of stills. As I said, it's the Blu-ray, the DVD we're watching. My computer doesn't have a Blu-ray drive, so it doesn't have any drive at all, apart from a hard drive. It don't have a drive that you can put a disc in. I had to buy an external DVD player drive for it. Modern computers. So we're watching it from there. So if there's a bit of, if it just stops or whatever, or we get a spinning logo, it's because the disc's cycling up. So, but we'll plod on. Right, so off we go. There we go. So we start. Let's make sure we're playing. Is it going to go? There it goes. Right, we're off. We get a little bit of a recap of what happened before, what happened at the end to poor, there we go, to poor Angela Vidal, played by the lovely Manuela Velasco. We see her get dragged off into the night. We presume she dies. Off she goes. Oh, hang on. Let's come back again. Is it going to let us? As I said, it's not as responsive because it's we're watching it from the disc rather than from a file. Go on, drag her off. Go on. There we go. She gets dragged off. We presume to her doom. But as it turns out in the film, that's not the case. Right, so off we go. Here we go, Rec 2. Oh, pardon me. I can do the thing, can't I? So I'm burping, and the reason I'm burping, because I'm a dirty bugger, but also...
I am so sorry. I was just finishing up a lovely lunch.
There. Right, so off we go. Rec, come on, make the 2 appear. Oh, the 2 does appear, I'm sure it does. But it didn't there for some reason. Anyway, it's Rec 2. Honest it is. Right, so we begin. We're with this group of, it's like the police. It's like a SWAT team. They call them a SWAT team. It's actually the GEO, which stands for the Grupo Especial de Operaciones, which is the police tactical unit. So it's like the Spanish version of SWAT. So that's... they're going into the building. They're armed to the teeth. They've got a battering ram. They've got cameras, obviously, because that's what we're going to see the footage from. Because, again, it's a found footage film. We have... How many cameras do we have in this? Well, each of them has got a helmet cam. And I think there's one of them called Rosso. He's actually played by the same actor who played Pablo in the first film, the cameraman in the first film. We never saw... Is actually the actor's called Pablo Rosso. So in the first film, he got his first name. The character was called Pablo, and in this film, it's called Rosso. Maybe it's the same character. He's a doppelganger. Anyway, so he's playing Rosso, who's got like a higher quality camera that is. I don't know if he's carrying it or if it's stuck on him, on his uniform or what. I don't know. So anyway. So off we go. Is it gonna move? Tell you, got to wait. Go on, do it. Are we on? Are we going? There we go. Right. Okay. So they're heading to the building. They're in the back of their van. Look, off they go. There we can see they're sorting out their cameras. They start talking about football, soccer. To you chaps in America. But a bit of banter between them. They're checking the cameras like aliens. Drake, you got some interference. All that. Don't do that, but, you can imagine it. Oh, that nearly does it there, doesn't it? So there you go. They're checking the cameras. Rosso's got the quality camera there. They've got the guns. Don't ask me what they are. I've no idea. I'm not a big gun. I know P90s. That's the only guns I know. And I've heard of MP5s, but don't ask me to point one out in a lineup. So anyway, they're getting ready to arrive at the building. And obviously, there's like a circus outside, not a literal circus, just lots of people and vehicles. They've got gas masks as well, because they're told it's there's some a virus or something in the building, so they're wearing respirators, not gas masks, respirators. Right, so they arrive at the building. Lots of people gathering round, and we actually meet somebody that was mentioned in the first film, but we never saw him. The husband of Mira Carmen. Remember, she had the daughter Jennifer. Both of them came to a sticky end, and we were told that her husband was outside, and he'd phoned her up and told her what was going on outside before the phones got cut off. We see him. Remember, this is happening immediately. It's actually happening kind of towards the end of the first film, because we hear it kind of overlaps for a couple of minutes of the first film. So anyway, here they're meeting their bosses, and this is where we meet Dr. Owen, who's like a health inspector, whatever, from the Ministry of Health, is going in with them to ascertain what's going on. But we learn there's more to him than meets the eye. I don't like the way they're intercutting these credits. That's not very found footagey for me. But anyway, I said that the drift away from found footage in the Wreck films. The third Wreck film, Wreck Genesis. I like them all, by the way. The third Wreck film, Wreck Genesis. I think that starts as found footage, and then just suddenly there's a cut, and I think the camera gets broken or something like that. And then it's just a regular film after that, and then Wreck 4 Apocalypse. It's just a normal film, a narrative film. But they're all good. I do enjoy them all, but they're kind of drifting away. This is the chap. This is, I presume it's Mr. Carmen. Does it tell us his name? Where are we? It doesn't bloody say, does it? Doesn't blooming say. You'd think he'd be, because he's got quite a large role. Let's have a look on Wikipedia. Jennifer's father. It just says Jennifer's father, but it's Mr. Carmen. Pep Molina is playing him. Right, so he's saying, I've got to get in. My family's in there and all that. He's giving it all that, but they bundle him away. So they're going in through this a tunnel, because it's like an ET, the covered up. I forgot the bloody kid's name now. Elliot, covered up Elliot's house. It's a bit like that. So in they go. There you go, directed by them two. Right, they're in. So they're in the building. Then we see the blood everywhere. It's eerily quiet. Remember, there's still infected people running about, but they're being quiet for now. But we see his blood. That's obviously where poor Alex fell to his doom, although he didn't die, but he fell there, didn't he? And there's blood from other things as well. So they're having a look round there. The doctor's got his gloves on. He's checking things. There's the handcuffs that Mrs. Carmen, or Senora Carmen, I don't know, was handcuffed to the handrail. But she's not there now. So they've got to go and get a blood sample. That's the main mission. Dr. Owen has got to go and get a blood sample. He's not really telling them what's going on yet. And he has the authority in the mission. He's in charge, because they can only get out if he gives the order to allow them out. It's like voice recognition. So they keeps coming on his radio, voice recognition, and he says Dr. Owen, and it says, voice recognised, carry on. So he's the only one that can talk to the outside world, and they can't get out without his voice. Right. Come on. What's it doing? Tell you. Let's press play. See what happens. There we go. Working with discs, eh? So 20th century. Right, so they're heading upstairs. They've got to go up to the penthouse, because that's the lab, isn't it? So they've got to head up there. So that's where they're going straight away. Eerily quiet. Till they're still going up. They're seeing blood everywhere. Something's gone on. Up they go. Up the winding stair. But there's no giant spiders at the end of it. Not as far as I know. Right, so they're up at the penthouse now. I think he's got a key, I think. He's either got a key or they break it open. They might break it open. I can't actually remember. Whatever, they get in. So everything's quiet again in here. So they're looking round for stuff. It's looking for a blood sample. They start seeing the newspaper clippings and all stuff that we learned. It's about a possessed girl called Tristana Medeiros, who the Vatican ordered to be essentially experimented upon and tortured in a way, and to try and find a cure for possession, like a vaccine against possession. That was the aim of the Vatican's, evil plot, really, to be honest. But anyway, But as you can see, nothing's been going on here for years and years. It's all dusty and stuff, and I don't know how long it's been left like this. It's been a long time because we found the remains of the doctor. I forgot his name. It might say, hang on, let me see if it says on in the plot. Dr. Albiro or something like that. Does it say? Just Albida. There we go. Is it? Yeah. I can't bloody read it. I tell you, my eyesight's terrible. Albida. Yes, not Albelda. Albida. The father Albida was the one doing the experiments on her. So there you go. So they're looking through all the newspaper clippings, trying to find clues where he might have kept the blood samples. There is actually a little bit as well. There's a little. I'll probably not land on it, but you see a newspaper clipping. I'm sure it mentions extraterrestrial. I wonder if they just threw that in. It's in Spanish, but it says something like, extraterrestriales or something like that. And I thought, obviously I couldn't. It didn't subtitle it either. Sometimes on the, in the Spanish writing, it'd give you an English translation, but it didn't for that for some reason. But I did notice it. He looks shocked, doesn't he? I've noticed he's got a big scar on his face. I don't know if that's what the actor actually has or if they've drawn that on him. I don't know. But he's obviously been in some sort of action at some point, hasn't he? To get that scar. There we go. Oh, this is where he's telling them to record everything on the wall. So that's why they're all looking at the walls. They noticed this trapdoor. Remember that fell open before, and I never noticed them in the first film. I never noticed them close it again. They must have done. They must have closed it again. Remember, he looked up, and there was this weird kid just came screeching out of the darkness, and he fell down, didn't he? They must have closed it. I never noticed if they did, but they must have done because it's closed again. So they're going to go check it out. But they don't see anything this time, as we'll see in a moment. There's nothing up there that we can see. There you go, he has a look round. There's Martos. But we don't see anything, no scary kid. And they were asking in the first one, they said, what is the kid doing up there? Because we suspected maybe it was the old man. Because we thought, sometimes old men can look like kids. If you see them quickly enough in darkness and stuff like that. If you use your imagination. Because there's supposed to be an old Japanese man, wasn't there? The father of the Japanese woman that lived downstairs that we never saw. I thought it might have been him, but it isn't. It is actually a kid. And we learn why in this. We learn why there's a kid up in the attic. Again, more evil doings from the Vatican. Sorry to all the Catholics out there. But it's fine because it was made by Spanish people who are mostly Catholic. Right, so they've got to see if there are any survivors. So they carry on looking round. It does get weird and spooky, by the way. Later on, they go back up when they're looking for stuff. And when I say weird and spooky, I mean like supernatural. Things that are hidden. Occult, which is what occult means. It means hidden. So there's stuff like that going on. We'll get to that. Anyway, so they're looking for survivors now. So down they go, back down the stairs. They've heard a noise, and I think this is where Mr. I forgot his name now already. Oh God, what's his bloody name? Does it say? I can't remember. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. The father of Jennifer, him. Anyway, I forgot his bloody last name. You know what I'm like. Me and my memory. I think he comes running upstairs. I think it's this bit. They're looking round. They're looking in other apartments. This is the intern's apartment. So no, that bit's coming up. I watched this yesterday. I was going to record this yesterday, but I was actually quite poorly yesterday. I'm not 100% now, to the violins. But, I'm a lot better. So I watched this yesterday, so I've probably forgotten everything. You know what I'm like. And I don't take notes because I'm lazy. Anyway, so they're looking around. This is the intern's apartment. Because they hear music. That's it. They hear music playing. So we see that an old TV. It's supposed to be, filmed in 2009. Well, the first one was 2008. So let's guess that it's supposed to be set in 2007. and he's got an old TV, an old cathode ray tube, and he's playing his old vinyls. So he's way ahead of his time, isn't he? Because they're coming back into fashion now, aren't they? Got my record player there. But they're expensive, aren't they? New ones now, and even second-hand ones, because everybody's getting into them again. Even on eBay, they cost an arm and a leg, so to speak. The old vinyl record, tell you. Anyway, so he turns that off. They go back out. There we go. Now then, who's this? Is this the Colombian girl or is this the Japanese woman? I'm not sure, but somebody attacks them, as we see. There we go. I think it's the Colombian girl, but I could be wrong. Is this the same one coming at him? Yes. Remember, she was first got by the old lady from the first victim. We never found out how she got infected, but she was. She bites one of the soldiers, one of the police SWAT members. She bites one, and he turns really quickly. They seem to turn really quickly in the second one. Maybe the virus has become more concentrated. I don't know, but it turns really quickly. Look, so he starts attacking them. So they say, "What's going on?" So they bundle him in a room, lock him in a room. They don't want to shoot him. But obviously there he is. Look, he's not looking well, is he? So they shove him in a room. Yes, the Dr. Owen calms him down. He starts saying stuff in Latin, religious stuff, nomine padre and all that. I don't speak Latin. Espiritu Sancti. He starts saying all that stuff, and it calms him down. He stops attacking them, and they bundle him in this room, and Dr. Owen sticks a knife in the door that's got a rosary. There we go. On it, and that shuts him up because he was screaming and all that inside the room and hammering on the door. But then as soon as he puts that on, he stops. So obviously he can't go near the door, and he stops screaming as well. There you go. Why did he stop this time? Because it's a demon virus and it's affected by religious stuff. So obviously if demons are real, then if the devil's real, then God's real, etc. Why don't they call on angels to help them? But that'd just be me. Go onto my website, mercuryrapids.co.uk. Look in the screenplays. Hang on, let me just tell you. Speaking of demons and angels and stuff, just bear with me. I'm just going to plug my website. Go to screenplays and script treatments, and go down to the Devils of D-Day. I've done a script treatment for the Graham Masterton book, The Devils of D-Day, if you want to learn about I've done that in a found footage style as well. It's a script treatment. It's telling the story of the Devils of D-Day, and spoilers at the end of that. They call on an angel to come and help them. So I just thought I'd mention that. Link is in the description, probably, for my website. I can't actually remember. Anyway, right. So they've one man down already. There are only 4 of them to start with. Now there's 3. So off they jolly well go. They've got to. He's asking for demanding answers. What's going on and all that. And says I've lost a man already, but they've got to carry on. They've got a mission to do. So he's telling them, what went on. The Medeiros girl and all that stuff is telling them, it's not just a virus. It's not rabies. It's a demonic possession. That's what he's telling them. So they have trouble believing that, but whatever. They're still trapped in this building, and they won't let them out. He says, "We can only get out with my voice pattern," and he won't because they've got a mission to do. So they've got to carry on. Right. So off the jolly well go. Look, they're all staring at each other and shouting at each other in Spanish. There's a lot of that. Hey, that's Spanish for hey. We'll get there. They'll move on after he's done talking about this. I tell you. Go on, get on with it. Right, so where they gone? Gone back up to the penthouse, um, and they've got to go through this door. It says, it must be in there. I don't remember seeing this door in the first one. It was probably there. I don't know. So they go in, and it stinks horrible. And it's just a corridor, and they don't understand why, why there's just this corridor with nothing, nothing in there apart from these like files at the end. But I think we come back there later. When we're equipped with a night vision camera. It's a little clue for what happens later. There we'll see the photos of stuff. I'm sure they throw in as well. It'll probably not land on it here, but there's a quick image. We might have passed it already, but there's a quick image of what I think could be Annalise. I forgot her last name. The Exorcism of Emily Rose were based on, the true story of Annalise, whatever her name is. I'm sorry. I think there's a quick image of her in it. Which was a true thing. But anyway. Yes, right. So they're talking. There we go. They're talking in this narrow, confined corridor, and suddenly this crazy kid drops down from the ceiling, and then goes scuttling off, Exorcist 3 style. Hang on, I've gone too far. I think it goes scuttling off. Hang on. It goes back up. There we go. It goes scuttling off across the ceiling. Cool. Exorcist 3 style. And they lose it. They don't know where it's got to. So they go looking, and it reappears. They're going to the shoot. They hear noises. They hear footsteps and stuff from above. So they just start shooting at the ceiling. There we go, like that. And the ceiling all collapses, and this is where we meet Father Albeda. And there he is, what's left of him. A desiccated husk. And they said hooks then. A desiccated husk. So it's obviously been up there for some time. So I'm wondering, in the first film, when they were looking at these files and stuff, there were a date on it of 1969. So has it been like all that time? 40 years? Yeah, 40 years, hasn't it? It's been 40 years since they've been to check on him. Don't know, because you don't end up like that overnight, do you? Anyway, so where he's saying it's Father Albeda. And we learn, the kid reappears, and they want to question him or something like that. They want to ask the kid what's going on, because I think the kid actually talks to him at one point, maybe, or might be later. I can't remember. But they shoot the kid in the head, and they don't flinch away from it. So that's one down. Then what happens? Right. So anyway, it's saying they've got to find this blood sample. They talk about ducts and all that. There's all these ducts up in the ceiling. So ladder goes up into the ceiling, alien style. So he's crawling through this duct work, and he finds a fridge. There it is, there on the left. He finds a fridge with all the bloods in it, and it's this one he's after, apparently, because Dr. Owen says, get the test tube. Don't know what all this other stuff is. Could be condiments for all we know. But he gets the test tube of blood, and then other kids come. It's like aliens. They're all coming. There's more than one, I think. There's just one at the moment, but others appear. So he backs up, and look at with this grating, like a gate. So he closes that and locks them behind there. Look, there's more than one. So you see, he was experimenting on kids, so more evil. He was experimenting on kids, and they're up there as well. So I'm guessing they're possessed as well. So they can't have been up there since 1969, or have they? I've no idea. It's baffling. I don't know, because we're not given any idea of when this were going on. How long has passed? I don't know. He looks happy. I think it's just a grimace. Anyway, so he's got the blood, so he seems happy. But then something else happens in a bit. Here we go. He's testing the blood. There we go. He pours some out into the onto this saucer, and he gets out a crucifix. He hands this to one of the SWAT members. There you go, and he holds the cross up to the blood, and it freaks out. There we go, and sets on fire. But as it does that, the blood in the test tube as well. In a minute, is it going to show it? The blood in the test tube that sets on fire as well. Oh yeah, and he dropped it, and it smashed on the floor. He says, "Oh no, we needed that blood. We're going to have to get some more." And he says, "Well, there was no more in the fridge upstairs, in the ductwork. But there all that other stuff. Maybe that were blood. I don't know, but apparently they're saying it's not." So the only way they can get some more blood, they've got to get it from the source, from the Medeiros girl herself. That's the only thing they can do. But there seemed to be more there, didn't there? Why could they just get a bit? How much do they need? Anyway, they've got to get some more. This is where we learn he's a priest. He is Father Owen, sent by the Vatican to cover up their dirty work, essentially. So, right. Oh, this is where Mr. I can't remember his bloody name. Carmen, innit? Mr. Carmen, he arrives. And they think he's an infected person. They just blow him away. There we go. Shot him to death. And he goes down the stairwell. And then we see there's people. There we go. Some kids looking up and a fireman. There we go. They're looking up. Who are you? So they go chasing after them. They go running off. They're obviously not infected. So they've got to go and find out where these kids are coming from. So down they go. They've lost her, by the way. They're looking in the apartment. So they're going to this apartment. But then I think all hell breaks loose now, and they get attacked from all sides. There we go. By the infected. Is that the Japanese woman? Could be. Don't know. But apparently they got the actors in from the first film to play their roles again. So it's all kicking off, and they get split up. The SWAT team. So we end up with the chief. I don't know the names. Hang on. We know there's Lara and Rosso's got the camera. We've seen Lara. And Hefe is that's Hefe is the head, the chief. Martos is locked in the room, isn't he? And so we've got and I think Lara gets separated from them now. So we've the Hefe and Rosso here with Dr. Owen, and Lara as I think it's Lara. Anyway, whatever. And Lara has ended up in another apartment. I think they're in the intern's apartment again here now. I think maybe. Or maybe not, I don't know. There Lara's in another apartment by himself. And I think this is Mrs. S squared or something like that. She's back. So shoots her, but she keeps getting up. And then some more attack. Says keeps getting attacked and locks himself in a bathroom. He's out of bullets from his machine gun, and the door's locked. Not the door, the window's locked. He can't get out. How did he just smash it? I don't know, but anyway, he can't get out. So they're talking to him over his radio, and they said, use your pistol essentially. His sidearm. You've still got bullets for that. And we hear them hammering on the door, seeing the break through the door. Look, they're getting through. And so he just decides to blow his brains. He kills himself. There we go. So Lara's killed himself rather than be turned. I suppose that's kind of inspired by Dawn of the Dead. A character in Dawn of the Dead kills himself, doesn't he? Come on then, come back on. Discs. Could edit all this out, but I'm recording it as live. Come on then, bloody hell. Is it going to come on? Hello? There we go. Right. So we're back with Hefe, Rosso, and Dr. Owen. Father Owen, I suppose you could say. There's Jennifer. That's Max, the dog, that started it all, but not really. How did Max get infected? I have no idea. Either the Medeiros girl bit him, or one of the kids from upstairs bit. I don't know. It doesn't tell us. It doesn't tell us how the infection spread from upstairs. I don't know, but it did. Right, so they've got to work out what to do. He wants to get out now, does Hefe. It says, we've got to get out. So, no, we've got a mission to do. There he gets on the radio. We need to get out. And they're saying, voice recognition not verified. And he won't let him out. I think they even pull a gun on him and threaten him. But he won't. He won't give authorization for him to leave because they need that blood. So he says something like, if this spreads, it'll be the end of the world, essentially. Right, so where are we now? Who's that? I don't know. But they've shot somebody there. I don't know who it is. I can't remember. It might be the intern. I think they're in the intern's apartment. Oh, yes, they find that there's a firework. Yes. So it might not be the intern. It could be. I don't know. I can't remember. There's a firework in the mouth of the. It's that's who it is. It's Mrs. Carmen. That's who it is. Finds a firework in her mouth and says, "What's going on? How did this get here?" And then they get footage here from Martos's camera. Remember, he's the one locked in the little room in the intern's apartment. So they mustn't be in the intern's apartment. They've obviously picked up Martos's helmet with the camera on. So these kids here. And there's a fireman with them. Hang on. What's happened here? Hang on, just bear with me. There we go. They get attacked by little Jennifer. She's still knocking about. Remember, they get attacked by Jennifer. And then I think we get a scene where the camera's ended up on somebody's had their helmet knocked off or whatever. Or he's dropped his camera as Rosso. And they're trying to deal with Jennifer. And she starts talking in like this, demony voice, saying demony stuff. And Owen's trying to question her, and it won't give any answers. It's just mocking them, and she keeps struggling. And they end up I think they end up killing Jennifer. As we'll see in a minute. Having trouble with the cameras. And then we cut to, there we go, just to show that we're changing now. We're moving to a different viewpoint. He kills Jennifer, and Dr. Owen's, not happy about it. Then, we needed to question her, because we learn that the infected people are essentially extensions of the Medeiros girl, or the demon that's possessing the Medeiros girl. That demon can command all the other infected people. So you're not infected by different demons. You're essentially all these people infected by the same demon, essentially. Anyway, then we cut to this footage of a blow-up doll, and it's some kids doing a prank, and there's let's see the names, because I can't remember. You know what I'm like. There's Tito. Where are we? Where are they? Tito, Ori, and Mira. They're on a rooftop nearby. And they're doing a prank. He wants to send this blow-up doll. He's strapped some rockets to it, some firework rockets to it. There you go. And he wants to, send it flying through the air. And obviously it doesn't work. So they light it up, and it basically they just go off, and it just deflates. It's rubbish. So they're saying that was rubbish. €20 is wasted. I think this is the building, that all the action's taking place in here, I think. The green building there. So they're nearby. Then they get, there we go, confronted by, presume it's police, GEO, whatever you want to call them. and they tell them to get out. So they evacuate them down to street level. We see there that his battery's not fully charged. So they end up down on street level. They see what's going on, and somehow they pick up on Mr. Carmen, who's trying to get in, and they see Mr. Carmen. There we see Dr. Owen and the SWAT team going in. We see Mr. Carmen. They see Mr. Carmen bundled away, and then they see him talking to a fireman. There we go. And obviously, this is one of the firemen from the same station as poor Manu and Alex from the first film. So he's probably wondering what's happened to his friends. So he wants to get in as well, and they're learning that they can get in through the sewers. Remember the first film, they said to get out, there were like a drain cover, whatever, that led to the sewers. But they never got round to that, did they? They never got down there. So this is how they're going to get in. So they decide to follow him, or Tito does. It's all Tito's idea. He's the one that's in for these hijinks. It's his fault that, what happens to these poor kids. But they follow him. Mira isn't interested. She doesn't know. She doesn't care, she just wants to go home. She's phoned Mum. Mum says, go to Auntie whatever's. She says to, I think Tito's her brother. Or it could be the other one that's her brother, whose name I've forgotten already. The one that's holding their camera most of the time. Hang on, where are we? What is it? Ori, yes, Ori. But it's her camera, it seems. So she takes the camera back. And she says she's not going. So I'm taking my camera home. But the talker into it. See, Tito's the one. He's the bad boy because he's got piercings and stuff. That's why he's a bad boy. This is Mira taking her camera and walking off home. But the talker into it, and they end up down in the sewers, and they're saying it stinks. And but then they see some lights, and obviously the police are checking it out. There we go. So that they find. Hang on, let's go back a bit. There you go. They find this little tunnel offshoot, and they say, "Oh, that's where they went." How do they know? I don't know, but they just know that that's where the fireman and Mr. Carmen went. So they go in here, and there's a ladder going up through, and leads through a manhole cover. So they end up in the basement of the building. Very nicely painted basement, I must admit, very clean. But they end up in there. So they go up, and they end up in the textile workshop. There it is. Remember, was run by the Chinese immigrant and his Japanese immigrant wife. They had a son as well, didn't they? Well, I don't think we see. I could be wrong. But them and her sick father, who we never saw. I don't know if we see him in this either. But anyway, he finds a gun on the floor. Obviously left by one of the policemen. Remember, there were two policemen in the first film who both came to sticky ends. He finds that. And then they're confronted by Mr. Carmen and the fireman, who I don't think we ever learn his name. Obviously, he's a friend of Alex and Manu from the first film. The gun accidentally goes off. Nobody's hurt, but the fireman takes it off, and a police issue. So he's saying you shouldn't be here because there's a virus, and he says, well, you're not wearing masks, etc. And then I think Mr. Carmen goes running off now. I think he departs in a minute. They go back down to the manhole cover, sewer entrance, and he says it's hot. So while they've been upstairs talking, the police have been and sealed it off, welded it shut, so nobody can get out. Did they know there were people? Well, they did, because they must have done. Anyway. So they've got to go and try and find another way out. So they head upstairs, and there we go. Oh, they're in the lobby, aren't they? He needs to find his family, and he's saying, we've got to do this, that, and the other. He's going to go up to his apartment. Mira's terrified. I think up they go. I think they go into his apartment. And this could be where they're attacked by Mrs. Carmen. So this must be the Carmen family apartment. Yes, she's in there. He's talking to her, says, "Where's Jennifer?" And she just launches herself at him, and trying to stop her attacking them. And this is where Tito lights a firework, a rocket. There you go, shoves it in her mouth, and that kills her. Because obviously it explodes in her head and kills her. There we go. And it actually looks, it's a cool effect. I think that's Mira shouting at her brother. Because Tito wanted to go in, get all this footage on film of what's happening in this building and sell it. We'll get rich for this. That's his reason for doing it. There's Mr. Carmen saying he's got some drugs. He was saying he'd gone to the dentist or something, but I thought he'd gone to get some antibiotics or something for Jennifer's tonsillitis. I don't know, but anyway. Or maybe he'd gone to the dentist for that. I don't know, but anyway. Right, so what's happening now? They go to the windows and they're told to back away from the windows, and this is where the fireman meets an untimely end, as we see in a minute. There we go. Oh no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't yet. He gets shot, yes, but he's not dead. So they're all backing away. That's it. And shots are ringing around them, a bit like in Quarantine. They had a scene like this in Quarantine, didn't they? They didn't in the first one, but in Wreck. But in the Wreck remake, American remake, Quarantine, they had a scene like this where snipers were shooting at them, didn't they? So this is where they do that. And this is where I think Mr. Carmen runs off. He runs off, and then we hear gunfire up above, and then Mr. Carmen comes down the stairwell, and then they look up and see the SWAT team up there. Oh, he has got a big camera. Sorry, I just realised, just noticed. Rosso has got a big camera. It's probably the first time we see his face. I don't know if we see it again. Maybe we do. I don't know. And Dr. Owen there. Anyway, so they're going to head down now when it's, when the disc catches up with me. So they've got to hide again. And this is where they end up. Where is it? Martos. Martos is in that room with the rosary on the door. I think that's where they end up. And they find his helmet. So this is the intern's apartment, isn't it? There you go. Finds his helmet. Look. It keeps flashing up. By the way, we keep getting the 2 battery things, and it ends up turning red soon. Anyway, we'll get to that. Right, so they're gonna come across Martos in a moment. Oh, there it is. There's the door with the rosary on. And yes, they can hear a voice, and they think it's Jennifer. They can hear a little girl's voice, and it's obviously the demon pretending to be somebody else, which is a plot point for later on in the film at the end. So I thought I'd mention that. So they're saying, we're going to help you. And so they open the door, and there we see Martos standing there and say, "Where's the little girl?" And then he speaks in her voice, and then launches himself at them. So they're fighting. Remember, they've still got that gun. I think Tito gets bitten here. But the fireman and Martos are, like I say, struggling away, and she's got the gun as Mira. Sorry, I'm laughing, but it's not really funny. It's quite tragic. But there you go. Shoots, and she actually kills the fireman. If we show it, if we see it, she doesn't know where to aim, and she shoots, and get on with it. There's Tito panicking. She panics. She's supposed to be shooting. There we go. She's supposed to be shooting Martos because he's the infected one. But she shoots the fireman instead, and then she shoots Martos. Oh dear. So she's like screaming and all that. The battery's about to die. But then the other Hefe and Rosso and Dr. Owen arrive. And so there we go. So what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And then we learn that Tito's bitten. He's been bitten on his hand. So he turns quite quickly. There we see it's turned to red as the thing. It's about to run out. So they're struggling with Tito now. They've got to tie him up. And I think the other camera, I think Rosso's camera, I think that gets broken somehow. I think something happens to Rosso's camera. There's a reason that we cut to another camera soon. We've got the pickup, the kids' camera, and we see the battery's almost out. I can't remember what happens to Rosso's camera. I can't remember how it gets broken. Anyway, it does. There we go. Tito's getting possessed, and he's trying to talk. He's using his Latin, Spiritus Sancti, and all that to calm him down. But then there's a noise, and they look round, and somebody's heading towards them, all blurry. And then just as the battery runs out, we see that it's Angela Vidal. She's armed as well, I think. Oh no, she's got a camera. She's got the TV camera that she went in with Pablo. So there we go, and that's how that bit ends. So then, I suppose is that the end of Act 2? I suppose so, yeah. So the end of Act 1, the start of Act 2 will be where we see the kids in it. We first meet the kids, so this is the start of Act 3 in it, where we know that Angela's still alive. So they're using her camera, because the kids' camera's battery's just run out. The camera that he took in with them has broken. They've still got the helmet cams, obviously. But so now they're using the professional television camera. So there she is, looking a bit worse for wear, to be honest. She's been through a lot. We assumed she died. She got dragged away into the darkness, didn't she? But obviously not. She's acting all scared and stuff, We came in to do a TV show and all that. So anyway, so they've got to get some information. She's not been bitten, by the way, so they give her a once-over. But they've got to get some information from Tito, who they've tied up, I think with duct tape. There he is, look, tied up, looking very possessed. So they're questioning him, and he's speaking in his demon voice. He doesn't give any information up. He just threatens them and mocks them and all that stuff. You know what? I can't remember what happens to him. Do they kill him or do they just leave him there? You know what? I genuinely can't remember. I think I got distracted. I think something happened when I was watching it yesterday, and it's been a while since I've watched it. Before yesterday. I'm rubbish, I know. But anyway, they're questioning him, but they're not really getting anywhere. I think he wants to know where the Medeiros girl is, and I don't think he's answering. And I think she tells him that she's upstairs. She saw her upstairs and all that. Anyway, so I don't know if they kill him or not, or if they just leave him tied up. I genuinely can't remember. I think they just leave him tied up, I think. But anyway, so they're going back up to the penthouse to see what's going on. And we're looking around. She's obviously not too happy about it. Right, so they go back down this corridor that they were going down. But I think it's the same one. There's like a dead end. And he turns on the night vision. There we go. And we see when he turns on the night vision, a door appears. It's like something you see like a Resident Evil game or something like that, isn't it? That's what it's like. So it's like, is it like supernatural? Is it magic? I don't know. But it's saying, it won't let us see what it doesn't want us to see. So, but obviously that doesn't stretch into the infrared spectrum of light. So in infrared they can see a door. So right. So he's going to guide them. Is Rosso. So in they go into this mystery room that is there, but in normal light it's like hidden. It's like a hologram, I suppose. You can't really see it, but it obviously is there because they open the door and go in, and they see there's like he calls it a well, but it's more like I don't know. It's more like a sarcophagus filled with water. It looks like anyway. They're looking around in normal light. They can't see anything. There's all these weird, for some reason, there's like dolls' legs and arms on the walls. Don't know why. And it doesn't explain it. Is he trying to possess a doll? You know, Annabelle style? I don't know. But anyway. Yeah, they find another hidden entrance. So they go through there. But there's nothing inside. So he turns on the night vision, and there we see that there's a... hang on in a minute. There we go. He turns it on, and we see that there's a well. There it is. Like I say, it looks like a water tank or something like that, but it's described as a well. And Hefe goes looking in it. There you go. He sticks his gun in and pokes his head, and then something comes out and drags him in. I'm guessing it's supposed to be the Medeiros girl, Tristana Medeiros. Drags him in, and that's the last we see of him. Because, you know, he gets dragged in under the water, and then we go back to normal light, and obviously the well's disappeared. Then they go back to infrared, and there's no sign of Hefe. He's gone. Is he in like a hell dimension now? I've no idea. But then, there we go. What's the face is here? Javier Botet as Tristana Medeiros with her underpants. She hits, I'm presuming it's Rosso with the hammer. The camera ends up on the floor. Angela goes running off. We hear lots of commotion as we're focusing on this hammer with blurry stuff going on in the background. I think Angela picks up the camera now. There we see Dr. Owen. I think he's got a syringe. Yeah, he's got a syringe. He needs a sample of Tristana's blood. But you know, they're looking for it. Why do they put the normal light on now? Because we can see her in normal light. I think, can we? I don't know, can we? We only saw her in infrared, didn't we, in the first film, and I think same in this one. So maybe she's invisible in normal light, like all the other stuff. I don't know. But anyway, there she is, pottering about in the dark. They're being quiet. So, like in the first film, you know, she's pottering about, and then, you know, it all kicks off. Angela's picked up her gun. I think he's picked up a shotgun. I think we found that one of the soldiers had a shotgun, like Hicks in Aliens. And Angela makes short work of Tristana. By the way, yes, the doctor's thing started going off, his radio. The doctor responds, voice recognition requested. So it's obviously the Medeiros girl can hear him, and I think she grabs hold of him. There we go. It's all kicking off again. And Angela, there we go. I missed it. Go back again. There we go. Angela picks up the shotgun and blows off the Medeiros girl's head. So Dr. O is quite angry. He said they needed her blood. Well, it's there. Get it. It's all over. It's still there. But whatever. So he's not happy. He said, well, just get some. It's there. Her body's still there. Anyway, so the Angela starts telling Owen, you know, we need to get out. You know, give the order. He says, no, I'm not. So she starts kicking the poo out of him. So this is where we're kind of suspecting something's wrong with Angela here. What's going on? She holds the gun to his head. There we go. Threatening him. And I think she's already killed Pablo, I think. Either Pablo's already there or she might have shot. No, I think she shoots Pablo. She might have shot him earlier. And she says, she grabs hold of Dr. Owen. She grabs hold of Dr. Owen and she speaks in his voice and says, well, I don't need you anyway. And then she kills Dr. Owen. So that's where we know that she's possessed. But obviously she wasn't bitten. I think this is the bit where she straddles him, and I wouldn't mind being straddled by Manuela Velasco, to be completely honest, but this is where she's saying she doesn't need him, and she kills him. I think she breaks his neck or whatever, you know, she kills him. Oh no, she bashes his head. That's it. Look, she's mocking him, going ha 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 in a demon voice. So she says, "I don't need you," and she kills him. She does it now. Bashes his head, and he's dead. And then she gets the radio and she speaks in Dr. Owen's voice. And she says, evacuation required. So how many survivors? And she says, one, a woman. Says, I've been infected, so I'm staying behind. So they're going to come in and they just want Angela Vidal. She's the only survivor. And then she looks at the camera and smiles and all that in a minute. And then we see what happened to her. Here we go. Hang on, let's go back again. Oh, for Pete's sake. Gone too far now, look. Stupid bloody film. And she looks at the camera and smiles. There we go. And then we cut back. We have like a flashback, see what happened to her. We see her get dragged away, and then she comes back out, and then we see Tristana Medeiros grabbing hold of her and opens her mouth wide, and then say, although she's kissing her, but she's actually injecting her. Is it going to show it? Show it. There we go. Putting something in her, like some sort of worm, a Goa'uld symbiote, or a Trill symbiote, or something like that, because I'm all sci-fi. So, the demon worm, I suppose you could say, is going into Angela. So she's become like what Tristana Medeiros was. So you can be infected by this worm as well as by blood and all that, and saliva. There it goes in. In it goes and down the throat. So that's how she was infected. She's now patient zero, I suppose you could say. She's the demon. And then the film ends. There we go. It's a great sequel, I think. It's a great sequel, and it carries on the law. We learn more about it. We see, what's happened to Angela, who doesn't come back until the fourth film. The third film goes off on a tangent. Obviously, the infection starts spreading outside of the building, and that's about the third film. It takes place at a wedding. So we have a bride that goes all badass. It is a cool film, is the third one, but that's on like half found footage. And then the fourth film, it's set on a ship, and Angela's back as the main baddie in that film. But anyway, but that's the end of Rec 2. It's a lot of fun. It is a great film. I really enjoy it. It's a great sequel. Some great action. Pardon me. It's like the Aliens of the Rec films. The first one, we're just introducing us to the world. Well, we've got a fireman, a couple of policemen, and a TV reporter. The second one, they're sending the troops, so to speak. So there's like people getting shot and all that going on. So it's like the Aliens, isn't it? Even down to the cameras and and all that. But and going through ducts, they're just ripping off Aliens. Sorry, homaging Aliens. But anyway. So there we go. So that's the end of Rec 2. It's well worth it. And go and see... get rid of that. Himself big. There we go. And see Rec 3 Genesis and Rec 4 Apocalypse as well. As I say, they're a different style. Rec 3 begins found footage. I'll say it's at a wedding. And then sort of like just shifts into a regular, narrative movie. And Rec 4 is just a regular film. But they're worth it. They're worth watching. I do enjoy them. And I wish they'd done more, to be honest. I'm surprised they haven't done more. But anyway. So, right. So that's it. Thank you for watching this special episode of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. We did Rec 2. So, last Friday night we did Rec and Quarantine. Both good films. Rec's the better one of the two, in my opinion. Of Rec and Quarantine. But Rec 2 was up there with the original. I said it's more action-packed and stuff, as is to be expected. But that's it. We'll leave it there. We will leave it there. A quick show. Like I say, it's a special episode, isn't it, that I've done. So we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, and wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see you there.